Good morning, replay viewers and live viewers. If you'll hold on just 1 second, I'll be right back. I need to unplug the phone because I noticed the signal is really slow. Hang on. Hey, would you unplug the black thing? Our phone won't work for a few minutes. Okay, sorry about that. It's raining like crazy. So the signal looked really slow when I started. Good morning. So I thought I would turn the phone thing off. That helps a little bit. How is everyone doing? Good morning. Yeah, that looks like it's going a little faster. Rain, 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 rain. Did I tell you guys I was not sure where we were going to get all the rocks we need to build a medicine wheel out here on the property next summer? And then when I went and looked at the circuit map... Hello! Let's hope this is not an indication of the way the rest of the day is going to go. Ouch, my head. I am so sorry. You guys have had like traumatic brain injuries like several times. I'm going to have to pay everyone's health insurance dues. Man, it keeps popping out. I don't know why. Nothing looks different. Oh no, and I just added to it. Anyway, when the flood came, the stream was completely redesigned. It doesn't even look like the same stream anymore. It washed away all the mud and it deposited like a ton of rocks. I don't. My thing does. My thing keeps popping out. So we'll have all the rocks that we need. There's river rocks and quartz and all kinds of stuff down there. So I don't have to worry about where to get the rocks for the medicine wheel because the flood brought them right to the doorstep. So, and then the conclusion of the pen discussion yesterday is the Zebra F301 Ultra. I know, isn't that so sweet of it? I was worried about we weren't going to have enough rocks. It brought me a ton of rocks. Now, if I can transfer that same ability to dollars. Actually, I don't need the dollars. I just need some particular things paid. Anyway, F301 Ultra, an excellent backup pen for gel pens. The Pilot G2. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan either, and I don't know. I really like what's in there. In the Desire Map Planner is what we're talking about. Daniela puts out a planner every year. The one this year has shiny. It's like a semi-gloss page, and I'm not super happy about it, but I love the information that's in there and how it's set up and all the prompts. But I did have to go back to my Zebra pens. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I would have bought it if I'd known the sheets were shiny. Yeah, I don't like the smearing. This one doesn't. The F301 is a gel-ish. It's kind of a gel pen, but it doesn't smear at all. F301 Ultra. Zebra are good pens if you're a pen snoot. A pen snob. I've actually got out of a speeding ticket because the cop and I both were using Zebra F301s, not the Ultras, the other. Thanks, Michelle. And we had a long discussion about the merits of Zebra pens. Oh, really? Why? I don't like. Why? Shiny pages, are they cheaper to produce? What is that about? Anyway, my name is Michelle Wolf. If you've stuck around long enough to get dropped on the floor and listen to the merits of this pen versus that, you can find me at caddyshackdesigns.com. I put a photo on Instagram too. Who is that? Leonie Dawson. Is that a planner producer? Or is that a pen type? Across the top at my website are tabs where you can find everything that I do. Recently, I've been working on making our bedroom catified. Catification is a term by Jackson Galaxy to make your house feline friendly. And there's a photo on Instagram this morning about how it's working with adding a basket to the shelves. It's working really well. Okay, I'll have to look that up. Yummy Dawson. I keep forgetting to bring a notebook out here, so you guys tell me good stuff and then I forget. So today is chapter 20. Chapter 20 in the Tao Te Ching. I saw that. I'm more about, well, first of all, I don't have time, but, yeah, it sounds like a good program, though. It's a great way to spend creative time, creating vision boards and essence boards. I like my activities like that to go more toward the emotion of the images rather than specifics, but that's a personal preference. And I think sometimes the visioning works for people really well. I think both work. I think it all works, doesn't it? It all freaking works if you do it. The Tao Te Ching. We have lots of methods. Yeah. I was thinking about that just the last couple of days. A good tactic for my ego is to scramble around and look for another method. Oh, no, yeah. It all works if you do it. Yes, and Annalise's project looks like it will be a ton of fun and beautiful. So if you're not following her, I think she isn't she just, Michelle, do you know her handle right off the top? Is it just at Annalisa, Analisa? Tricks my ego. Yeah, looking for new methods lately are a way that I tricked myself into getting off track. So I'm trying really hard not to do that. At Annalisa Rutstein, you guys, she's offering a very inexpensive 5-week journaling class, visioning program. That's a steal of a deal. And her artwork is beautiful. I'm sure you'll get some great inspiration there. So definitely check that out, because that's a great price, and it's probably going to be lots of fun. Cutting out images out of a magazine and gluing them to anything is fun in and of itself, even if you're not trying to accomplish anything in particular. Being different. Chapter 20. How much difference between yes and no? What difference between good and bad? What the people fear must be feared. Oh, desolation. Not yet has reached its limit. Everybody's cheerful as if at a party or climbing a tower in springtime. And here I sit unmoved, clueless, like a child, a baby too young to smile. Forlorn, like a homeless person. Climbing a tower doesn't sound cheerful to me, but maybe some people would. The difference between yes and no, good and bad, is something only for bright people, brights in quotation marks. The people with the answers can understand. A poor, stupid Taoist can't make it out. I love how he does that. This chapter is full of words like huang, wild, barren, famine, tun, ignorant and chaotic, hun, dull, min, sad, puzzled, mute, and hu, which means confused, obscured, and vague. They configure chaos, confusion, a bewilderness in which the mind wanders without certainties, desolate. Oh, I didn't read the whole thing. So let me finish her notes, and then I'll read the whole thing. I missed, the other page. I've gotten used to them just stopping at one page. In that milky, dim strangeness lies the way. It can't be found in the superficial order imposed by positive and negative opinions, the good, bad, yes, no moralizing that denies fear, denies fear, and ignores mystery. So let me start again, because I didn't read you guys the whole thing. But the point is, he's calling himself stupid, but the beginner mind, the clueless mind, is where the way is. When we stop trying to figure it out, it gets figured out. And I can tell you that trying to figure it out and step away from categories and step away from concepts of this way is good, that way is better, is very, very challenging. For me. I'll say for me. I catch myself all the time doing that, even though I've worked on it for so long. I'm hyper aware of it now, so I'm aware of all day long how many times I'm thinking, well, I should this and I should that, and I should let that go and I shouldn't let that go. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. How much difference between yes and no? What difference between good and bad? What the people fear must be feared. Oh, desolation. Not yet has reached its limit. Everybody's cheerful as if at a party, or climbing a tower in springtime. And here I sit unmoved, clueless like a child, a baby too young to smile. Forlorn like a homeless person. Most people have plenty, and I'm the one that's poor, a fool right through. Ignorant. Most people are so bright, I'm the one that's dull. Most people are so keen. I don't have the answers. Oh, I'm desolate at sea, adrift without harbor. Everybody has something to do. I'm the clumsy one, out of place. I'm the different one, for my food is the milk of the mother. So he's taking a bit of sarcasm there. Like, oh, I'm so dumb. I have nothing to do. I can't think a thought. I'm so desolate, so forlorn, which is how we look on people who are not credentialed or smart or charismatic or whatever. We tend to dismiss that quiet person, and it's often that quiet person that has the most amazing information. When I was running groups with adolescent boys, the ones that spoke the least, when they did speak, it was usually pretty profound. And I was really shocked at some of the things that those kids would come up with. Letting go of needing to be smart, letting go of needing to have the answers, just kind of tossing your hands up and letting go and deciding to go with the flow is a courageous act. I bet. He's sensitive, right, Kyle? He's your introvert. They both are kind of, I think. Yeah. Chattering is an ego distraction, and I'm a chatterer for sure. I like to talk. I mean, I go through long spells of not talking, and sometimes I get tired of talking, but I can chatter for hours about absolutely nothing. Sometimes being quiet serves you better. I bet. It's because they're thinking. They're seeing the world in a different way, a more holistic way. So I keep forgetting I'm supposed to throw this stuff up in the middle for people who skip around in the replays. Go to my website. My website's got it all. I don't need to chatter on about all that I do. So the next translation is this one. I really like studying this book with two different translations because I feel like I get a more full picture of what's going on since it's my first time through the book. I don't feel like I have that intuitive understanding of what the text is talking about. So two translations gives me just a better picture. Stop thinking and end your problems. What difference between yes and no? What difference between success and failure? Must you value what others value, avoid what others avoid? How ridiculous. Other people are excited as though they were at a parade. I alone don't care. I alone am expressionless, like an infant before it can smile. Other people have what they need. I alone possess nothing. I alone drift about like someone without a home. I am like an idiot. My mind is so empty. Other people are bright. I alone am dark. Other people are sharp. I alone am dull. Other people have a purpose. I alone don't know. I drift like a wave on the ocean. I blow as aimless as the wind. I am different from ordinary people. I drink from the Great Mother's breast. So that can sound lonely, or what I hear is like one way you could read it could sound kind of lonely and isolated, but the other way you could read it, which I think is what I would take from it really, is it's freeing. It's freeing to let go of wanting what other people want, valuing what others value, and that alone, like not thinking for yourself. Oh, you did? Tanya's been posting pieces of that. That looks like a really good book. A really good translation. It's a Tao translation for parents. They also make one for couples, I think. And I think there was a third one, but I can't remember what it was. One for parents, one for couples. I can't remember what the third one was. Possessing nothing, drifting about, essentially homeless, is to be completely unattached. I was telling, Keith said something the other day about home, and I was like, it's been a really long time since I thought of a geographic place as home. I've moved so much, and I've let go of so much of that. Like, I can usually find what I need wherever I am. So when I left Fort Collins, I lived in Fort Collins, Colorado for 18 years. When I left there, the town had completely changed, and it was like a death for me in a great deal of respects, because I kind of grew up there. I was like a late bloomer, and I ran around, not really finding any kind of direction for such a long time. And then, I went to college there, and my daughter was there, and, I did all that stuff. And I kind of felt like Fort Collins was kind of my adopted hometown. Don't tell the people from Texas, or I could lose my Texas native card, my native Texan card. But that's the last that's the last time I thought of a geographic location as home. Because I really had to learn to take that sense of home and bring it here. So it doesn't really matter where I am. I can find the survival things that I need, but my sense of home is, at least that part, has fully turned inward. Which is nice, because it enabled me to move to Georgia, because it doesn't really matter anymore. I drift like a wave on the ocean. I blow as aimless as the wind. Don't know mind, beginner mind. A refreshing and wonderful place to be. Let's see what Byron Katie has to say about it. This rain is kind of freaking me out. It's like this whole area forgot that it was winter. It's been in the 60s, and they had the windows open all night last night. Let's see here, chapter 20. Oh, this is the book we're using. 3 books, 2 translations, and then 1,000 Names for Joy by Byron Katie, who's a wonderful. If you do her work, I've been trying to do this more in the last couple of weeks. If you do her work on every single thought you think, you really are left with nothing. I was doing it again this morning in the shower. I was like, okay, I can let go of what I need to do for a career. I can let go of how I need to make an income for myself and my family. And then I was like, but I do need an income. That's a fact. And then, so then I applied the questions to it. Is it true? Is it true that I need an income? Well, no, it isn't. It's my preference. There's a particular way I like to live, but it's not true that I have to have an income. So then I was like, well, there has to be some kind of something coming in. And it was like, no, there it really doesn't. The Buddha wandered the earth with a bowl, a robe and a bowl. He wasn't carrying around a bunch of text because it hadn't been written yet. He didn't have a bunch of stuff with him. I don't even know if did they have prayer beads, malas then? Maybe, because the monks had been there for a while. But so they might have had, oh, jeez, shifting sand in every part of my life, including the tripod. Startled me too. It's my sole purpose the last few days to make sure that you guys are awake. And myself too. Oh man, that was the wind. Don't need stability, right? Because we can catch it when we need to. Yep, the wind is picking up. You hear that? I love live TV. Da 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 da. Bada bing, bada boom. We just gotta keep going. Cha-cha-cha. As I was saying, the Buddha wandered the planet with nothing but a bowl. And it would not be my preference to wander the earth asking strangers for food and sustenance and water and Kleenex. And struggling to find bathrooms. I wouldn't want to do that. That would not be something I would choose. But the truth is, I could still survive that way. People do it. Man, when we lived in Arizona, that brief hellish period of our lives, when we lived in Arizona, we lived in the desert. We were the only white people in a barrio. And the people were very nice to us. They could have been really mean to us, but they were super nice. And we drove out in the desert all the time on four-wheelers, and we had a little mini bike. And you would stumble across encampments of where people were not, but you could tell they had been. Like there were people camping there. It was really creepy. And we always, went the opposite direction of those. But it is true that people do still wander around on the planet with nothing but what they can carry. Not particularly fond of that idea, but it is the truth that you can still survive. So my fear and concern that I need an income, I have to have an income, is not really true. I admire, there's a fearlessness there or insanity. Sometimes maybe both. Maybe fearlessness looks like insanity when you're not fearless. Maybe it only looks like insanity to me because I'm not that fearless yet. I alone possess nothing. So it's very interesting that this is the chapter today. Because today, that's what I spent the morning doing. Like, really? I could have nothing. And I would still survive. Like a cockroach. Can't kill me. No, sir. I alone possess nothing is the heading of chapter 20. You can't have an up without a down. You can't have a left without a right. This is duality. If you have a problem, you must already have the solution. The question is, do you really want the solution, or do you want to perpetuate the problem? The solution is always there. The work can help you find it. Write down the problem, question it, turn it around, and you have the solution. Every thought is already over. That's grace. No thought, no problem. It's not possible to have a problem without believing a prior thought. To notice this simple truth is the beginning of peace. There's a section in one of Martha Beck's books. It's either right. It's hard work to delve into it, and they know the problem. It's kind of like the devil you know. You know the problem inside and out. So it gives you something to think about. It gives you something to connect to other people about. If you're always talking about your problem, there's some security there, some sense of safety there. So letting go of a problem isn't always what people want. That's how you know when you have someone coming to see you as a therapist and they keep talking about the same darn thing every session, and they don't do their homework. And you're like, oh, I get it. You just need someone to listen to you about your problem. Go away now. I refer those people out because I think it's unethical to keep seeing them when they're clearly not ready to change. Oh, in Martha Beck's book, she has you go through defining a problem. She says, if you can't tangibly show me, then it's not a problem. I talked to my mom about changing her perception, and she said that's hard to do. And you said, right, it is hard. It is hard. But the way on the other side is so much easier. But then easier feels so unfamiliar. I can see why people get scared off of it, because I've been scared off of it. I've been scared away from the unfamiliar because it just feels so uncomfortable. I'm not going to do it because it's hard. Yes, that's a large part of the population. Yeah, then you just love them where you are. Okay, so the Martha Beck book is either Steering by Starlight, but I actually think it's Finding Your Way in a Whole Wild New... I'm going to grab it. Roseanne, I totally just missed your comment. It faded so quickly. Let me grab that book, because it's a really good process. I probably won't be able to find it, but I can at least show you the book, and it's right here. This is a go-to book for me. It has a 4-step process of going to wordlessness, asking. It's the book that has the questions, what wants to happen here? It's this one. Finding Your Way in a Wild New World. Reclaim Your True Nature. It's where she talks about the hot track. Oh, yeah. You just realize how coaching can help. If you get with the right coach, it helps you see where you're lying to yourself. You have it, but you haven't read it. Oh, Cynthia, it's time to read it. Look at how many tabs I've got in there. I also have a digital copy on my Kindle and my Nook. This book is that important to me. It's full of notes and highlights. Oh, I've got a card stuck in here. Let's see what it says. It is fulfilled in the heart, not the stomach or the wallet. It feels full and fat and fertile and lush. It is available to you in every moment, for every hunger, and your cup fills to overflow just by choice. It's a sign. Excellent book. Truly, truly. It's the only book that I have 2 digital copies and a hard copy of. Okay, let's get back to our other book. A coach can help you see where you're lying to yourself, because we all do it. We all have blind spots, and a good coach will help you see where you're caught up in a thought form that's keeping you blocked or limited. It points out the obvious. A coach can point out the obvious. As you're telling your story, a coach can hear where you've fallen asleep and help you wake up. Okay. I notice that I possess nothing. Stephen slips a wedding ring onto my finger and whispers, "Try to keep it for 1 month." It's his little joke. He's had the experience of giving me a gift, an expensive one, that was gone the next day because someone admired it and I knew it was theirs. So she gave it to him. She's like, "This isn't mine. This is yours. You take it." And so I'm sure her husband was like, "What the hell?" He realizes that what the ring symbolizes is mine forever, and the ring itself can never belong to me. I simply wear it until it's gone. 2 years ago, I gave it to a dear unmarried man whom we both love, but he gave it right back. So here it is, still on my left ring finger, 5 years later, an unexpected miracle in Stephen's view. How can I possess anything? Things come to me only when I need them, and only for as long as I need them, and the way I know I need them is that I have them. When something's over, it's over. We all know when that point comes, and we can honor it or ignore it. When my hand reaches out for a cup of tea, I lavish myself on the whole cup of tea, though I don't know if I'm going to have 1 sip, 3 sips, 10 sips, or the whole cup. When a friend gives me a gift, the gift is in the receiving. So when we're not great at receiving, we deny ourselves a whole nother world of experience. We also deny the people trying to give to us a completion of their impulse. So they feel a creative impulse to give to us. The completion of that cycle is us gracefully and gratefully receiving. Gracefully and gratefully is the 2 words I heard the other morning. That completes the energy cycle. So when it's coming toward us and we say, oh, no, I couldn't possibly accept your help. Me? No. Give it to someone else who's more deserving. I couldn't possibly take that. We screw it all up. We screw it all up for ourselves, and we don't let their energy cycle come to completion. We deny God reaching his hand toward us. We say, nah, not today. I don't want your help today. What a shitty thing we do to other people by not receiving. Right. Trauma causes. When I give, who, me? Pshaw. Pshaw. When I give, I receive the joy of giving. Who, me? Bah. Bah humbug. That's us. Some of us. I won't blanket everybody with my own personal issue. But it really is, it's a crappy thing to do. Somebody wants to give you something, let them give it to you. Some of you may relate to what I'm saying. So when you think of it that way, you almost have a responsibility to receive. God's trying to reach you, and you used to be like that. How did you get comfortable with receiving then? That's what I'd like to know. It's still uncomfortable. It's getting better. It's still uncomfortable. When a friend gives me a gift, the gift is in the receiving. In that, it's over. And then I notice that I give the object away or keep it for a while. Oh, you had to receive. So the universe forced you to learn how to receive. That might be what's happening to me. So then we have a choice, right? We could maybe learn to receive before it gets that crappy. Rock bottom. That was us in Arizona, but apparently I didn't learn it then. I didn't learn the lesson then. I don't believe in lessons. I didn't change my state of mind. I didn't use that as an opportunity to gracefully and gratefully receive. It was more like grudgingly received. Experience. Okay. I once left my purse in a restaurant in New York. Yikes! I get very excited when things like that happen. I thought of the purse, my very favorite. And I thought of someone finding the cash and the wallet and the business cards and the notebook. All this perspective, yes. And the hand cream and the pens. And the wonderful new cell phone. Pictures of my grandchildren. It's exciting to give a total stranger what you have and to know that giving is equal to having. And that giving is also a kind of having. This doesn't mean I didn't cancel my credit cards. It's not stupid. But it was clear that the purse was supposed to belong to someone else. How did I know that she needed it? She had it. There are no accidents in my world. When you're a lover of what is, your suffering is over. At this point today, I cannot imagine being excited to lose my purse with everything in it. I can envision that I would come to that point, but if I lost my purse today, I would be upset for a while. I did have my wallet stolen in Arizona. I was very upset about it for a very long time. There was baby pictures of Morgan in there. And canceling your credit cards and getting a new license and stuff is so annoying. How do I know she needed it? She had it. There are no accidents. Yeah. See why when I read this book, I was like, I know I want to understand what she's saying, but at the time I didn't get it at all. I just didn't get it. But I felt like so much that I wanted to get it. Now I get it. I wouldn't say that I'm implementing it as well as I'd like to. So there's still growth to be had, as always. Yeah, if you knew it was her bag. She says that all the time. How do I know I don't need it? I don't have it. How do I know they need it? They have it. I would be too. She keeps the ring. She keeps her wedding ring until she feels like it's time to hand it on to somebody else. So she does. She gives stuff away when she feels like it's time. When she feels the impulse, she acts on it. She doesn't say, oh, I feel the impulse to give this. Right? Me too. I'm right there with you. She doesn't have that secondary thought. So when you feel the impulse to give something to someone, sometimes before you can act on it, you have those secondary thoughts of like, oh, I don't know what they're going to do with it. And I'm going to, my husband's going to be mad at me if I give this away. And, well, I probably just shouldn't. So then the moment is gone. Mom, didn't you take a money class once where somebody was telling me that the best thing you can do is act immediately on that impulse, even when it doesn't make logical sense? And you know the difference between someone who's you feel compelled to give to because they're pulling on you. That's different than you feel a sudden impulse to give $5 to a homeless person. Not every homeless person am I going to give money to. But when I feel the impulse to give, and if I've usually got it, then I give it. And I give it quickly before I can talk myself out of it. Sometimes I'd like to move through the world that way. Like acting on those impulses and getting so practiced at it that I hear them more clearly and that I don't talk myself out of it. That soft little impulse is always correct. The Native American giveaway, where you give everything away. A lot of Aboriginal cultures had a giveaway thing where everybody took everything they owned and put it in the middle of the village and kind of mixed it all up. So you'd go home with maybe some of your same stuff, but probably different stuff. Is it a potlatch ceremony? Where you give everything. Everything goes out in the middle and everybody goes home with different things. That will keep you unattached to your belongings. Can you imagine us doing that? I can't. I mean, I'd be willing to try it. But here's what I would cling to, my books. Don't take my books. Specific things. Oh, when the thing wants to go to someone else. So I'm talking about something different. So the giving potlatch ceremony or whatever, is everything gets dumped out in the middle. I'd cling to my books. Yeah. In particular, pieces of jewelry. My mom made this piece of jewelry, so I would be clingy to certain pieces of jewelry. So my mom is talking about in the some Native American tribes, when you have something that someone wants, you give it to them. Thanks. It is little tiny, I don't know if you can see, it's like little china beads. There's like a little print on them. She made it. Now these things you can buy online. They're chunks of Chinese pottery. They're wrapped in silver band. This pottery on. So you can find these online. And then she mixed it with these green stones of, I don't remember the name of, and blue beads that have a pattern on them that kind of match the piece of, this is porcelain. Yeah, she's a talented jewelry maker. Anyway, jade and white glass beads. Are they white? They've got a little pattern on them. They're blue and white, speckled. Now, I have done that with certain books. Like, I'm on my 3rd copy of Mastery of Love by Don Miguel Ruiz. Because when I carried that book around with me a lot, I ran across people who really needed it. 2 women who really needed it. And I gave it to them. It was all highlighted to hell and back. But I was like, you need this. You take this, and I'm going to buy another copy. And I did. And I'm on my 3rd copy. I think I've given away lots and lots of books. Some of them I've replaced and some I haven't. If I really like a book, sometimes I'll buy an extra copy as a loaner copy because, you know, sometimes you loan books to trollish, mean-spirited people who never give them back. Like ex-boyfriends. I'm kind of a mess today. I'm decorating myself with coffee. I'm not spilling, I'm being artistic. This is an expression of modern art where you put on clothes and then you spill shit all over it. So your clothes so anyone else wearing this shirt won't look exactly like my shirt because I have decorated it with coffee. It's on purpose, all of it. I did it on purpose. That's what the cats give you that look, you know, when they overestimate and they fall. They look at you like, I meant to do that. I totally meant that. Immersion experience. Okay, ooh, the wind is really picking up. And the rain is picking up, and we still have to go to town. I love a good storm, though. So, I will wrap it up here. So, imagine losing your purse and being happy. Yeah, we actually might wait for it to settle down a little bit. Imagine losing your purse and being excited about what the stranger is going to find in it. Challenge for the day. But don't actually lose your purse, because that sucks. Alright, I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to go enjoy the wind and the rain. And wow. I don't know about that. That's a better plan. Since she's always slopping her purse around, we'll go on a search for Byron Katie's purse. I love you all. And remember, if you like journaling and art projects, check out Annalisa's thing. I didn't mean for it to sound that you shouldn't. I can't do it at the moment. But it is a cool idea. It's a cool project. So Annalisa, Analisa, Rutstein Journal Project. Visioning, not journal, visioning project. $33 for 5 weeks. That's nothing. Chump change, buddy. All right. Talk to you later. Love you. Love you. Bye.